This is it. This is the final countdown before D-Day when the brace rule goes into effect. I don't plan on making another video to update folks about things unless an update occurs. What I want to do here is give you a crash course on your options. I'm going to throw a new one out there that I have not seen reported on, but I'm going to be answering the big question, at least I'm going to be doing the best that I can with it, of if I join the FPC, the Firearms Policy Coalition, will the injunction cover me? And I'm going to be adding a whole new option that I've not seen any of the gun tubers talk about. So guys, let's get into it. Okay, so to catch you guys up really quickly, of course, we have a deadline rapidly approaching, definitely June 1st. Everything flips to a felony. If you're gonna choose to comply or not, what are all your different options? Cover those in other videos. I wanna focus on the injunction stuff right now. The injunction stuff is this. In a case called Mock v. Garland, the Firearms Policy Coalition brought it to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, appealed up, and the Fifth Circuit basically said, look, we're going to grant an injunction as to the members of FPC, Firearms Policy Coalition, but there's lots of questions about that. One of the questions is, well, when do I have to have joined FPC to be covered by the to be covered by the injunction? I've talked to FPC. FPC has basically said, and they've pointed out quite accurately, that, look, the judge has not put any restrictions about saying it has to be here, it has to be there, it has to be all that kind of stuff. So FPC is at a minimum implying, at a maximum outright saying that, look, if you join up, if you pay your $30, you're in, you're good to go, you're covered. Now, again, I want to be emphatically clear. I am not saying that, and FPC has not explicitly said that. They are pointing out what the judge or judges in the Fifth Circuit have said, which is entirely fair. They've also pointed out that there is no border restriction with respect to you must live within the Fifth Circuit. In other words, if you live outside the Fifth Circuit, FPC has pointed out that, look, there's no territorial boundaries that the court has placed on this, which would, of course, create the implication, or you can draw the inference, a little grammar lesson there, that this will apply to everyone. Why is there no attorney, including myself, coming out and saying this is emphatically the way it is? Because we don't know. That's the reason why. It would seem to apply this way. It would all seem to work together. And guys, again, I have a fantastic addition I'm going to be adding on. But one of the big issues here is, well, look, do you have to have been a member of FPC when they filed the lawsuit? That's time one, so pre-lawsuit filing. Must you have been a member of FPC at the moment the injunction was issued by the Fifth Circuit? That's timeline 2. Or timeline 3, do you just have to join? Those are kind of the three different timelines that we live within, all right? If you are concerned about timelines 2 and 3, in other words, if you're concerned about, well, look, prior to, okay, the lawsuit was filed, but I wasn't a member then. The injunction was issued, but I wasn't a member then. But if I join now, post-injunction, am I in? Guys, GOA, Gun Owners of America, has another pistol brace lawsuit. So we've got FPC, we've got GOA. GOA is a lawsuit that's very similar to FPC. It's in the Southern District Court of Texas, depending on what you want to call it. It's either GOA v. ATF or it's Texas v. ATF because the Texas AG joined in on it. The relevance to this is we have not seen an injunction issued in that yet. What does that mean in English? It means that if you're worried about timelines 2 and 3 in the FPC, in other words, if you're worried about the fact of, look, do I have to have been a member pre-injunction being issued? You can still join that bandwagon, or at least you can roll the dice on joining that bandwagon if you join GOA, because at least at the time of recording, the judge in that case has not acted on that yet. GOA, I think, is $25. FPC is $30. Honestly, if you're not a member of both, you should, if you can, become a member of both. If you just have to choose one or the other, they're both fantastic organizations. Do your own research and do your own analysis on that. But the bottom line is, unless one of these courts explicitly comes out and says in a clarifying order of subatomic parsing of, yes, this will specifically exempt prosecution at both the state and federal level on this particular rule and so forth to all members, regardless of when they've joined, which simply put, we're never going to get that level of clarification. At least I would be stunned if we got that level of clarification, okay? So that means that we basically have to do with what we have. So I want to be emphatically clear again. I am by no means, and if you go back and watch my other videos on this topic, I've never said explicitly, if you do this, it 100% means that. I've said all along, this would seem to be the way it is, or these people are saying that this looks like the way it is. And again, unless the judge comes out and specifically gives that clarifying order and exactly that subatomic language, parsing everything out and looking at all the different classes of membership and so forth, which isn't going to happen, or if someone does get prosecuted and if we do see a legal defense that works by enjoining the fact that, look, I'm covered under the injunction because I was a member and I'm a member class 1, 2, or 3, pre-lawsuit, pre-injunction, or post-injunction, right? Then, okay. But just because it works in that particular case doesn't mean it'll work in a different case as well. Different judges do different things. That's why we have courts of appeals to sort it all out. Guys, I'm not saying that any of this is fair. I don't like any of this. Cannot be more emphatic about that. However, it's 2023. This is what the ATF has created. This is the mess that we have now. And that's without pointing out any of the ATF flip-flopping over the last decade or more recently. So guys, if you want to know what you can do with your braces and so forth, if you're not going to be complying, if you're not going to be filing for the e-form, but if you do want to make sure that if you do get raided or something like that, check out my other videos. We go through constructive intent, constructive possession. We go through all the different options that ATF has given you. Again, we are in, I'm not going to call it uncharted territory because unfortunately we've been here before, bump stocks, FRT, and all this other kind of stuff. But this is what it is. I wish I could be more clear. Get this message out there because people need to know about the GOA option. So be sure to click like on this video because that tells the algorithm other people need to see this too. Comment below if you've got other questions, something that you want me to look into. If I just see a couple one-off questions, I may not do anything with it. But otherwise, if I see a lot of questions, guys, that's the reason why I'm bringing you this video, because we had the questions about the Fifth Circuit and other things when I did the live stream video, which was launched, I think, on Friday, if memory serves. So be sure to obviously comment it up. As always, folks, thanks for sticking around this long, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this one, please feel free to check out some of our other great content, and we'll see you in the next one.